feel her.
Yeah.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm coming to you today with a special guest and a special episode. Today I am part of a Podapolooza where we are getting to interview many talented, wonderful people that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet with before or otherwise. And for today, I am actually honored to start this off with my guest, Gwen. And Gwen here is, I just have to put my glasses on because anyone that knows me knows that I try to fight it. But Gwen Lepard, and I probably kill her name.
Leopard, just like the
Leopard.
big cat
Oh, there we
without
go.
the L.
Nice and easy. I
Yeah,
had to make it hard.
nice and easy.
Gwen Lepard, say hi to everybody,
Hi,
Gwen.
everybody. So glad to
Um,
be here. Thanks,
Thank
Dawn.
you. Yeah. And she empowers conscious entrepreneurs and empaths to evolve beyond limitations caused by narcissistic abuse. She helps them to release relationship baggage, regain self-love, reclaim personal power to realize their purpose so they can avoid the narcissistic trap. And when not sharing the 13 core chakras or talking about purpose, you find her dancing, creating healthy foods and treats, spreading joyful vitality. And her passion is creating radiant relationships that stand the test of time. So I just had to have her on here. You are my ideal candidate to be on here, and I'm sure our audience will love to hear some of your messages today. So welcome, Gwen.
Oh, thank you so much, Dawn. I'm really, really pleased to be here. When I saw your bio on the as a podcast host, I was like, yes, I'm woo. I work with angels, but I'm grounded woo. I really hope she chooses me. So thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank you. And we just found out Gwen is celebrating her birthday today. So woo, happy birthday to Gwen. She shares this day with my oldest. So I have a special affinity for those born on this day. So happy birthday. What
Oh,
better way
thank
to
you. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's
So
I'm
Gwen,
I'm grateful to be here and be able to support and serve others.
and I think that, being the fact that it is your birthday, that it just shows that she's walking her walk because this is her day to do anything in the world that she wants to do. And she wants to come on here and share her message and help other people. And so, if that's not being authentic and true to who you are, I don't know what is, because, birthdays are special. So, thank you for honoring us with this today.
I appreciate you, Dawn. I the the message is just important. I mean, there's so many people that are hurting, and I I have I've walked those shadows, and I've been in the depths of all that happens with the narcissistic personality, and I've been able to come out of it, to go past the abuse, to be a happy, joyful person, and be able to help those that run into narcissists, whether they were raised by them or whether they happen to find them in their path. Because as conscious entrepreneurs and empaths, we get in a dance with narcissists because we love to help people, and narcissists love to suck us dry
And
because
we love
we
to
think that we can
also,
help.
we love to go to their potential. We see the soul in there. And so sometimes those behaviors, those limiting actions that they themselves have, we think, oh, that's not such a big deal. They have a good heart. So
Exactly.
this is a walk that you have taken, and I'm sure many of the audience members can relate to narcissism. What's your official definition of a narcissist? What's the
The
dictionary or how you like to say it?
how I like to make them recognizable is they are someone that may be very charming, and everyone thinks they're fabulous, but when the doors are closed, behind closed doors, they their greatest joy is hurting others.
Mm.
They do not take joy from other people's joy. They have to tear down other people in order to feel good about themselves. And it's so sad. I mean, I know that a true narcissist, there is something wrong with their brain. The part that creates empathy in a human is malformed in their brain. So a true narcissist has something physically wrong with them. I pray that, that can be fixed. And there are other levels of narcissism. I mean, when we're babies, it's all about us.
Right. It has to be
And
survival,
who
right?
hasn't gone through shadows where everything was all about them? On our birthday, okay, but I want to make it about you today. And
So,
yes,
yeah, so I was just
that
wondering, what was so from your bio, what we read, that you've survived this, you've turned a corner in your life, and congratulations. You
thank
are
you.
living your empowered life now. And so what for you was like your first step to stepping away from the narcissist, or even like actually realizing that, hey, this isn't normal. This isn't what goes on in other places. Because a lot of us may have been not only committed to a narcissist, but we may have been raised by narcissists. So we think the behaviors are normal. So for you, what was your first insights and your first steps?
I didn't believe my stepmom, who came from a training to recognize different kinds of personalities, who said, can you say yes to all these checks? Well, I could say yes to 9 of the 10. So, well, there's one, so we couldn't possibly be a narcissist. I still did not that he was a narcissist until years later. I'm past. I have left the situation through a pretty traumatic experience, and I was getting ready to do podcasts, or not podcasting, but telesummits, and they're like, "You've had narcissists in your life, and let's focus around that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I'm looking up gaslighting.
Mhm.
Every one of those 7, it was a check. I'm like, oh my God, he was a narcissist. So I wasn't willing to admit that my former husband was a narcissist until I saw that and went, oh, he did all of that to me. That, your skin's too, you don't have a tough enough skin. That's not true. Constantly the saying that my truth was not valid.
Ooh, that's a hard one to live with. It negates everything about you then,
It does.
right? And like what I
Yeah,
feel
I
isn't
totally
real.
lost
What
my personality. I lost everything.
Ooh, yeah.
I lost my self-esteem, my who I was. My family called me a mixture of our names, Bob Gwen. I
Hmm.
was no longer Gwen, because the first things that always came out of my mouth when someone asked me a question were Bob says. He's passed, so I can say that now. But
Hmm.
yeah, so yeah, it's
And do
very
you,
demoralizing, and
yeah, I
you can
can't
get
even,
beyond it.
right. And the thing that goes through my mind when you're talking about it is that those of us that are of a certain age, I'm born in the mid 60s, but you know, we didn't understand. There was so much survival in our lives, for many of us, right? Many of us were born into families that were just recently into the countries, immigrants, whatnot else, low level skills, that kind of thing. And so these behaviors became ingrained for so many generations that we didn't even know. And so, wow, that your stepmother was, open enough to even look at that and bring it back to you, because that couldn't have been an easy conversation because the knowledge wasn't there. And so now that we know, we're all looking back with backward eyes on it, though.
We do,
And so,
and
anyone that feels like, hey, I'm in this exact spot to what she's describing, don't beat yourself up. This is just your opportunity to say, yeah, this doesn't feel good. And I want to be like Gwen. I want to be happy on my birthday. I want to move forward and take control. So if somebody is in that type of situation, or just because there's some definite things that there's safety first, obviously.
obviously,
And I don't think we'll speak much to that, but once we get, to that, what are some things that people can start to do to take back their power?
yeah. The first thing is really feel your feelings, because you're not you're you. I'll speak to my experience and see if people can find themselves in that. He would ask me a question, and I would get 3 words out, and he would tell me what I thought.
Oh.
He would tell me how do you feel about this? I'd start to try to share my feelings. He would start telling me how I should feel about that. So I had to start feeling my feelings. And part of that is anger. A lot of people get really, really angry, and I I was able to move through that fairly quickly. I ended up expressing it later with a covert narcissist that came into my life later to just show me how much narcissism there is in my life, that I so that I can help others with it as well. But start really feeling your feelings and validate your feelings. And if something is real for you and somebody tells you that it's not, believe yourself, not them. And I know it can be difficult to make that shift from everyone else's opinion is of more value than your own, but you are valuable and you have so much worth. And what you are, there's no one else on the planet that is you. The most important thing for you to be in your life is to be you. That's your purpose. Right? So many people are like struggling, what's my purpose, what's my purpose? And I get that there's bigger purposes and different kinds of work purposes and all of that,
Right.
and your purpose here on the planet, why you were born, is to be you.
Because, and I want to jump in on this one, because I feel that each one of us has a special gift. We are all built different but the same. And we came here to planet Earth to share our gifts. And, whatever that is, you may be a healer, you may be a joy inducer, you may be someone that helps others ground and find the first steps, that kind of thing. So don't think I don't have any talents, I can't do this, I'm not special. Everybody is special. And if your mothers and fathers didn't tell you, we are telling you today, you are special. So, finding your passion, finding what lights you up is kind of really how to find what your special gift is. But you talked about the anger. I just want to go back to that. So anger, in my opinion, and with the clients I've worked with, has been a expression of an underlying emotion.
Exactly.
So like the stages of grief, I would assume that the anger has stages too, as we go deeper into what is it that I'm upset about. What is it? I'm not heard. I'm not valued. I'm not being my authentic self, whatever it is. So
deep sadness.
yeah, sadness, right? Grief.
Yeah. Grief. Yeah,
Shame.
it's fear.
Fear.
Fear that you are what that person labeled you, or told you and belittled you and took away from you. And I was thinking what you were saying about what else can people do, and I have like a 3 easy breath process that we could do.
Let's do
because
it. Let's do it right now. I love it.
If you're in it right now and you don't have any, you can sit in your car and just take 3 easy breaths.
Yes, if you're driving or operating heavy machinery, please pull over to the side of the road and don't do it. This does not constitute as medical advice. We're just offering some helpful suggestions. My little disclaimer.
Thank you. Thank you so much
ahead.
for taking care of that legalese part of it. I really appreciate that. So you can have your eyes open or closed for this. And the first thing is, if you have a question, so you can use this to find answers, or you can also just use it to find you for 3 breaths. Now, an easy breath is the kind of breath that you took when you were an infant. Your diaphragm expands out, your belly pushes out, and air just rushes into your lungs. It's easy. And just taking in a nice, easy breath. And then it comes back out very easily. The diaphragm changes shape, pushes the air out, and it's time to, again, take another easy breath, bringing the air in with a nice, easy breath. And the body knows how to do an easy breath. With a deep breath, it seems more efforting. With an easy breath, it just happens. And let's take one more easy breath. when you're living in fight and flight and not being told that you're not who you are, it makes it really difficult to breathe fully. So you breathe real shallowly, and it causes so much anxiety. And as you take this third easy breath, allow that fear and anxiety to shed, any anger, any of the feelings that you're feeling that aren't serving you right now. Put them down into the ground as you take a nice, easy breath in and exhaling it out. And coming back, welcome back.
Very nice. I think that everybody could use that. That felt really juicy and nice.
3 easy breaths.
All it takes. That's all it
Yeah.
takes. So just remember that. And the thing that my team is asking me to share is that when we're not breathing, we become very constricted and closed off. And for me, I know I find that if I get stressed or anxious and I stop and I think, my breath's all up top. I, I'm like this, all clenching. And so I love that Gwen guided us through 3 easy breaths. It doesn't have to be yoga, sitting on your mat, standing on your head, whatever, nothing fancy, just what you did as a baby. How about that? Take it back to the roots. So, well, we are coming up at the end of our time. I think we could have done triple this time. So I'm sure if Gwen is interested, I would love to have her back. I'm sure our audience would love to have her. So
I'd be so honored.
I
Thank you.
yeah,
I
I think
love
this would
your
be
audience
fun.
is amazing. I can feel them.
Yeah.
They're really amazing.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
And this is just what I hope to bring forward in the next 6 months is more and more opportunities like this for community to grow. That's what we're all here for, is to help each other and to grow our communities so that we can make a difference. So thank you so much for your time and your energy, Gwen. You have a special offer for the listeners
I
today.
do. I have a free checklist. It's 3 vital ways to overcome anxious overwhelm. And I have
Perfect.
I'll let you share the link.
Yes, I'll be
Um,
putting the link into the show notes and with all the postings and that. So if you're interested, go ahead and click on it and receive Gwen's free gift that she's given you on her birthday. So how awesome. So thank you. And I hope to see you again soon.
I hope to see you too.
Thank you
It's
so
such a
much.
pleasure.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.